of sunrise we're gonna get. The sunrise time is already passed. So the sun should be up over the horizon, over the ocean right now. Because you can certainly see it's daytime here, for the most part. Welcome replay people. We're on another morning beach report. I'm getting pretty good at doing these morning shows. I was up early this morning and I set my alarm for like 6:30 and I let it snooze once. But then I found out that I really was awake enough to not have to snooze anymore. Hey Cowboys, you're the first one. Good morning. Good morning. I'm like, got a little case of bedhead. Aw, thank you Cowboys. What a great way to start the morning. That's wonderful. You're the best. You always make my day. I don't know if you know how much it means. It's huge. Sparkles and silver stars. Ah! Totally made my day, Cowboys. Oh my gosh, you are amazing. Wow, thank you. Hi, Julie. Good morning, everybody from beautiful Fort Lauderdale. You are the great one, Cowboys. It's a little bit windy, but it's warm. It's probably in the mid-upper 70s right now. So it could be a scorcher today. Can see the sky's starting to clear a little bit. And the sun is on its way, 100%. Maybe we'll go stand on the dock and wait for it to come up. Going to start your water only for 3 days. What does that mean, Cowboys? 3 days. What is that? We've got sweet little Mocha. Can you see little Mocha running over there? Okay, I'm going to take you guys onto the dock now. Oh, my reset plan. Yeah, reset plan. You know what? 3 days. It is important. 3 days can change a lot. And part of my reset plan, actually, Cowboys, now that you mention it, is going to be a good fast. Yes, 3, then 7. Got to work your way up. Actually, it should be 3, then 6, then 9. Because those are the Tesla numbers. 3, 6, 9. Try to live your life around 3, 6, 9 and see how that works out for you. Hello, Jesus Heaven Heals. Yeah, I've been researching those Tesla numbers actually. So if you try to do everything in 3s, I mean, we know about the power of 3. It's a pretty big deal. I'm gonna have to put my hair into a ponytail because I just can't take this anymore. It's a little bit crazy out here with the wind. Whoa. Did you hear that big splash? What was that? You never know. Could be anything in the water. Anything. I saw Jim Brewer last night. He's brilliant. He's awake. I remember Half Baked. Yes. Numbers 11, 22, 33. Isn't 33 also the Mason numbers? Guess they're using the Tesla stuff too. Something's going on. Something's always going on. Good morning, Gretchen. So today is Good Friday. Do you have a belly button, Curdizzle? You gonna show us yours? My auntie's real name is Tessa, but I call her Tesla. That's funny. Hey Grady, could you be respectful? Because I'm not out here naked. Although you make me feel like I might be. And that's not cool. I didn't do anything to deserve that. Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you for getting rid of the pigs. Why are there always pigs? Hi, Billy. It's so nice to see you. Yeah, hey, Grady, why don't you just be a normal person? Is that how you treat strangers? Is that how you talk to people? Think about what you're doing and how you behave. Yeah. I'm just going to kick Grady off because Grady is a pig. Bye, Grady. Respect the host at all times. Thank you. Good vibes only. Well, hi, Jen. You must be new. So you're on the Beach Report. The Beach Report has been a very long time running internet show for the past 10 years. And Jess says she's baby. My niece's name is Scarlett. She loves me better than everyone in my whole family. Oh. I know, waking up on the water is wonderful. So it's called the Beach Report for a reason, because we are basically at the beach. Okay, this is a canal that leads to the intercoastal waterway of Fort Lauderdale. And the beach is right behind those buildings over there. That's where the beach is. It's a beautiful view. We're coming up on Easter. We've gotten through Holy Week. We're out all the way to Good Friday today. Overwatch, please don't call me a crazy liberal. I am the opposite of a crazy liberal, quite frankly. And it really is funny how people come and make assumptions about you that are completely wrong. So yeah, absolutely no liberal here. And thank you for pointing that out, Red Dog. You're right. Everything about me is natural. I don't have any makeup on whatsoever. I don't use any kind of filters on my camera. I am just a 60-year-old woman looking like a 60-year-old woman. I don't fish, so I don't know, Bill, but I'm sure there's fish in there. They're just not going to be dying on my watch. Natural beauties don't tend to sway that way. Which way? Which way? Hey, Michael, this is just my body, okay? I'm not here trying to show you anything. Just be respectful of me, and I'll be respectful of you. How's that? I live in Florida. I actually grew up in Pittsburgh, up north, but I'm in Florida. Thank you, World USA. Liberals, yuck. Democrats, hate our country. Don't want them around. And it doesn't matter what you are as long as you're kind. And that's a really good point too. Good evening, Australia. The Beach Report has a lot of followers from Australia and New Zealand, which is super cool to me. I've never been to Australia or New Zealand. Did you ever go to summers where? I summered at the Jersey Shore in the 80s, and I wrote a book about it. So if you are interested in reading my book, just check out my website, jillbooks.com. I'm depressed, and trolling on live is the only thing that brings me happiness. I feel bad about it. Well, try to feel good, okay? You choose your feelings. You choose your happiness. Nobody can make you feel badly. Only you can make yourself feel either good or bad. Hello, Dominican Republic. What's your weather like today? Trump all the way, Billy knows. Hey, Nicole, good morning. Did I see Darla? Hi, Darla. Thank you for putting my website up there, jillbooks.com. I am a writer. I'm a journalist. I am, what is a BBC? Something gross. Darla knows. Darla's like, no, you're not allowed to say that. Why do you think that Trump should be in prison? You must be a liberal, a Democrat, because the Democrats tried to put Trump in prison for one reason. They didn't want him to be president. Is that what you want too? You don't want him to be president? Well, that's called fascism. So get out of here with the fascism. God bless you, and hello, Newport Richey, the great state of Florida. Freedom in God's country, nothing like it. We do love the Gulf Coast here on the Beach Report. I'm glad that you're here, Nicole. Were you here before me? Did you wake up before the show? Because that is pretty cool. And yeah, the nasty people are out here. No, President Trump obviously should not be in prison. But that's what people who don't like, actually you don't like democracy if you think President Trump should be in prison. Then you're against free and fair elections. Are there nice liberals? Yeah, there's a couple, World, but usually they're not talking about politics. The nice ones really don't care about politics, I think. I don't know. You just rolled out of bed, huh, Nicole? I love you, Gretchen. Who wanted the war to start? Well, that would be the liberals and the Democrats. The only reason that we have a war right now, the only reason that we have ICE in the streets is because of the Democrats. They caused it all, and now they cry about it. I mean, the past 4 years, they opened our borders and let all of these illegal immigrants in who are gang members. They are, quite frankly, they don't know how to drive. They kill people on the road. And why do they send the poor? Because the poor will be beholden to them, because they want them to vote. I like to think I'm one of the nice Americans. However, I am an American, and I think that we should have borders, and I think we should follow those laws. And I did. I'm an immigrant, but not to America. I'm an immigrant to Switzerland. So yeah, well, my agenda is just happiness. Hi, DB. I don't want you guys to be upset. And thank you so much for the gifts. I really appreciate the girl power. Woo woo. I really wish that we could all come together and be people, because apparently there is a divide today, and it's a divide between we the people and this oppressive government that we live in. And yes, I'm glad you're here, world. Oh, you're Swiss, Martin. Wie gut ist dir? I'm proud not to be an American. Well, that's good. You should be proud of where you come from. Everybody should be proud of where they come from. And if you're not, then I don't know, you might have to move, do something about it. I know I sure did. I was growing up here. You guys want to know what the Beach Report is about. So I'm a journalist. And thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. I am a journalist and an author and an editor and a filmmaker, and I've been doing the Beach Report for the past 10 years. We talk about everything here. So I am for, well, basically all things Trump. If I agree with it, then I'm for it. Chris is calling me the hot journalist. I love it. Thank you, Chris. I'm going to take that. Thank you, Pupsy. So the reason that you guys are saying these wonderful things to me and you think I look so good is because I walk in faith. Because I am just here for God and for you. And you know, okay, so Stacy has a point. Stacy says, why he is a pedo. Stacy, do you know this for real? I'm finding that people like you are calling President Trump a PDF file, whatever you want to call it, because you're trying to shame us from not liking him. You don't want us to like him, so you call him a name. Like last year it was Nazi. This year it's a PDF file. So, you know, we don't care, okay? You can say whatever you want. You don't know. Do you have actual proof? Because if he really was doing the things to kids that you are claiming, he wouldn't be president. If you wrote my book, it will show authenticity. I need to write my book. You might be a perfect ally for that. Well, Chosen, I actually am a perfect ally for that. I am a book publisher. I am a writer. I am an editor. And World has a really good point, those who say PDF file. That might be you. You know, it's called projection. When you call people you don't know horrible names and attribute horrible crimes to them, it could well be because you are committing those crimes. So watch what you say, because you show us who you are when you say these things. And that's why he didn't go to jail, Olivia. And that's why he became president. Because here's the thing, Olivia, you might love ballet, but you certainly don't love justice. Because what happened in the past 4 years was an illegitimate president trying to basically usurp our politics, our democratic process. We are not Democrats. We are a constitutional republic, and that's different, but we have a democratic process. So, Olivia, if you think that President Trump should be in jail simply because you don't want him to be president, then you, my dear, might be a fascist. It's just a fact. Trump has a beautiful family, never had a drink or done drugs. What man can say that? Very few. Very good point, 1, 2, 3. And when you look at his family, you see really nice people. And there's only one divorce amongst 4 children, which was Don Jr. divorced Vanessa. And that's a shame. And they have 5 children, and I think that's kind of sad. I don't know. Can you, Maltese? Can you read the Bible? That's your choice. I can read the Bible. Well, oh, you want me to read the Bible? No, Maltrust said, can I read the Bible, and meant themselves. So I don't know, but I could read the Bible. Anyway, it is really sad to see actual Americans claiming that they want President Trump in jail simply because they don't like him. So we're talking about President Trump right now, Joe. You for or against? I don't support any country except for the United States of America, because this is where I live. And I was raised Jewish, but I'm not a Zionist. I actually never was. I'm just myself, an American girl. I'm also Swiss. I did get Swiss citizenship in 1996 because I left this country thinking that it was the devil. I mean, no, I didn't think it was the devil, but I did think that the people in America were being poisoned by the food. So, yes, I definitely voted for Donald Trump, Dame. Absolutely, I did, and I'm quite proud of it, too. I would wear my Trump hat right now, but it triggers you guys so badly that it will send some of you into, like, conniptions where you're going to say horrible things to me. And I don't really need that. So, yeah, you know what? My king is Jesus Christ. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. But the beauty you see in me is really the beauty of my faithful walk. That's all it is. I'm really not that pretty. Sometimes the things people say to me, it's very flattering, but at the same time, there will be people come on and call me old and ugly and disgusting, and so I got to take it all, the good and the bad. Ethiopians are the real Jews. You might be right. Who knows? Who knows? Yes, we should talk about Easter. I totally agree, Nicole, because it is Good Friday. So Trump wasn't the one that started the war. Some of you are very confused about how wars start. Iran, for instance. You can blame your friend Barack Obama for Iran because he's the one that gave them pallets of money to enrich uranium and do a lot of nasty things. Yeah, yes to the king. The king is Jesus. We love the king. Hi, Two Stroke. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Oh, thank you for your smile from St. Augustine. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me know what life is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Yes, here's a good comment. KDRO says these people saying Trump isn't doing a good job have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. They're the same people that are rooting for Iran. That's right. They're the same people who love Nicolas Maduro. They're the same people who would step in front of an actual PDF file from a foreign country who wants to go after your kids, and they will tell him that they protect him. So, yeah. Quick question, who should pay for the first date, men or women? I don't know, and I don't care. I don't date. So I actually think that, you know, we should have traditional relationships and that men should pay for women. I'm a traditional girl. I was a stay-at-home mom. I became a writer so that I could be a stay-at-home mom. I was a journalist. I did my work from home. I took my children to all the stories that I covered for the newspaper. Billy says, I voted for Trump over the giggler and tampon. Stolen valor, Tim. You know what? Tampon Tim is even worse than we ever thought. Thank you, Jason. Can you believe that, Tampon Tim? Can you believe we almost elected him to vice president? That is crazy. Thank you. Yes, a beautiful background. Sometimes people want to see the peace inside of a person and want it for themselves, and they don't realize it's Jesus, and they have easy access to him every single day. Oh my gosh, that is so true. That is so true. You know, I walk down the street. Oh, we got our sun is coming. Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, I say. It's all right, do 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 do. Yeah, so if you're new to the Beach Report, I regularly break into song. This week, I am babysitting two precious little dogs because that's what I do while I'm working. It's how I make a little bit of extra money, but it's also how I get a little bit of extra love. My little dog, Muffin, passed away in January of last year. Wait, come on, babies, come on. Here, look at this little precious one. You guys, this is Moshi. And Moshi looks so much like my Muffin did that I'm having like one of the best weeks of my life with this dog. This dog makes me so happy. He looks so much like my dog. Not so much his face, but he's the same size. My dog was white. This is a Maltese and my dog was a Shih Tzu, so that's why their faces look different. But how precious is this little boy? Okay, you want to get down? Okay. Here, get you next. Little Mocha's really hard to pick up. Mocha's like, never pick me up. And then Moshi's like, always pick me up. I put Moshi down. Moshi's like, I want more. So I walk around holding Moshi like all the time. Hey, Buck, what's your problem? President Trump is not an austere religious leader, but he does set a religious example in that we've watched this man really. Thank you. Oh. We've watched President Trump come to Christ in many different ways. Did you know that before every cabinet meeting, they pray? And I have been to Trump events, and it's full of prayer and it's full of the Lord. And I think that it's very important that we embrace God. World, how many Democrats does it take to screw in a light bulb? Tell us, world, tell us. Yes, come to Christ. You're right, Joshua. I'm good. Puppy kisses. I believe God is working through Trump in a big way. So do I, Austin. My neighbor threatened to call ICE on me. Well, are you an illegal alien? Let us know. Yes, with all due respect, President Trump is doing Christ's work. Wait. Austin, why did you hide that comment? That was not cool. Who is Austin? Be careful. Be careful. Don't get rid of good people. We don't like that. Yeah, nobody has to be here. Billy says, Tampon Tim stood in front of a town hall meeting saying he's going to ban all AR-15 weapon style he carried in combat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that he said the Antichrist. This is a pretty doggy. Yes, he's really sweet. A lot of comments this morning. What's a Karen vibe? What does that even mean? Havanese are so cute. Actually, my husband was Cuban, and I learned very quickly that the Havanese dogs come from Cuba, and they're so precious because they look like a mix between, or they are originally a mix between Maltese and Shih Tzu, and I think Bichon, and those are like the cutest dogs in the world. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? You want to really get down? Because I know when I put you down, you're going to want to come right back up. It's a beautiful day in this beauty wood, a beautiful day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you. So, Jack, I didn't know I was missing a tooth. Oh my God, thank you for telling me. Let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Tristan talks too much. Won't you be? Please won't you be? Please won't you be my neighbor? Except for Tristan. Tristan had a problem, sorry. I have to hide people who pollute the feed. And now everybody stops talking. What's that all about? Anyway, the sun is, there we are. The sun is up. I've got my, I'm not using a gimbal today. I'm using a stand that I like very much, that LaDonna sent me. Shout out to her. And we are gonna have a beautiful sunrise very soon. So let's watch it. Let's wait. It's been cloudy all week. Like the past week has not been our best Florida weather. We are in Fort Lauderdale, Missy. Hello, good morning. 15 minutes from Fred Rogers' hometown. Billy, I grew up in Fred Rogers' hometown, and my cousins actually lived right down the street from him. He was a wonderful man. Yes, exactly. What a great man. Well, I grew up with him. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm one of the first Gen Xers in the world. Born in 1965. All the Gen Xers are now 60 years old. So if you are 60 or younger, you are a Gen Xer. Everyone who is judging someone who has never been shot at, it's easy to judge when they have never been attacked by the demons. Evil, pure evil and hate. Ain't that the truth? So Eddie thinks I look like a Karen. What does a Karen look like? A woman? Then I'm a woman. I wish that people could understand how much courage it takes to get in front of this camera. Not just once or twice, but every single day of my life, I get in front of this camera and I talk to all of you. And a Karen is a crazy lady. Yeah, well, a lot of people will call me crazy lady simply because I show up. But here's the thing, I show up. What do? You're behind your computer. You're a keyboard warrior. You're not showing up. You're attacking those of us who do show up. And that's really not cool. And it doesn't say anything at all about me, but it says a lot about you. So, a low IQ MAGA. Well, I can assure you that I am MAGA, but my IQ is probably higher than yours. Just saying. Just saying. I have come to accept the fact that my intelligence is higher than most people. So thank you, Missy. It takes a lot of courage, and it also takes a lot of intelligence to stand in front of people and talk and talk and talk for hours sometimes and not lose train of thought, especially when you see people saying the most disgusting things to you. Most disgusting. So Ethan, well, what I'm doing today is I am babysitting a couple of dogs and I'm working on my second book. You know, I have friends named Karen, and I really hate that people have used my friend's name as a slur. It's just not fair. But, you know, people don't care about fair. I know, my daddy always said that. He was always like, Jill, nothing fair. Nothing fair in this world, so don't expect it. Thank you, user. I will stop giving the trolls my energy. Well, I don't really think I'm doing that anyway. I don't give them my energy. But they come on here, they show us who they are, so I do talk about them because, yeah. Yeah, so, oh, look, this person wants to embarrass me in front of everyone. Yeah, go for it. I dare you. Yes, the word Karen is a slur. When someone calls you a Karen, they're not saying that you are the best in the world. They're calling you a bad name, and that's pretty sad. Well, thank you, Marshall. You don't have to donate to me if your dad says no. Yes, Nicole is here for all the shows every day. Jill does the beach report. Bruce Wayne the Gray. I did not realize you are a very hot woman. Okay, I'm not here trying to be hot. I am a widow. I still love my husband, and I'm still married to him. My mods are working super hard this morning. Thank you. Wait, Missy says, how long have you been live streaming? I've seen you on the last 3 mornings. Kick ass and take names. Exactly. I don't believe in Planned Parenthood. I was adopted as a little baby, and I think that we all have a right to life. My opinion, because I have the baby's opinion. Wow. Yes, I'm an old lady. I'm proud of it. I like being an old lady. I think it's wonderful. I'm the oldest Gen Xer in the world. Oh, yeah. When you are being called a Karen, it is a response to your behavior. Okay. All right. I've behaved like a Karen for some of you, I guess. So bad. So sad. Growing old is not for the weak. That is for sure. Aging is a total gift. And I am so happy to be 60 years old. Thank you, Barbara. It's so nice to see you too. I love the nice people. You're Generation X, born in 1965. I am 1969. We are Generation X. Yes, I love it. What do I think about autism? I think autism is a horrible thing. I actually spent time this summer with an old friend of mine who has an autistic son. And seeing that boy, I'm glad you asked that. This is actually a very serious thing to witness. An autistic child in his 20s, and he can't do anything for himself. And he will never go on a date. He will never drive a car. He does have a job, but he doesn't really have a job, you know. He was selling ice cream at the beach, but his dad had to do everything for him. He is very low function. I think autism is one of the very worst things that can happen to a family, and it's so, so sad. Those of you who think aging is a curse, well, what do you want? I mean, if you don't want to age, that means you don't want to live, because that's what aging is. It's life. So I don't understand why anybody would say aging is a curse. Gen X got a frozen shoulder currently. I don't think I like this. I'm against it. Well, I'm sure that your frozen shoulder hurts, and I'm sorry for you. And I hope that you feel better soon. So Emma, you can speak for yourself. I don't. I stand with the people of Iran. I do not stand with the mullahs. I do not stand with people who subjugate an entire sex, which is what Iran does. They cause those very beautiful Iranian women. They are so beautiful. In fact, they're so beautiful that the Iranian men cannot control themselves and believe that the women have to be hidden from them because they are so low. What's the word? Well, they have no self-control. And that's why Iranian women had to wear clothes with only their eyes showing. That's insane. Yeah, Iran has made the bed they're laying in. God bless President Trump. I hope we continue to do what we have to do to try to get this world back to normal. Thank you, Town. I agree. I don't think anyone's killing us Jews. Honestly, Cole, I've been Jewish my whole life. I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior, but I've been Jewish my whole life, and I know that there are people who hate Jews so much that they would love to kill them. And they do sometimes kill them. That's true too. So Drought, I hope you're not an American. If you don't like President Trump, maybe you should leave. Hi, Jetty. Jetty's in the house. The comets we've been seeing lately are just little chunks of Iran raining down everywhere. Yes, Samuel, Iranian women are incredibly beautiful. And when I saw them ripping off those hijabs, I was like, yes, go girls, go. I'm so tired, I just woke up. Oh, I hate real estate agents. You know what? Real estate agents have to work super, super hard, and they're never sure they're going to get paid. I would never want to be a real estate agent. Then again, it kind of sounds like my job too. A Messianic Jew is also a Trump fan. No, I'm real. I'm totally real, yes. God bless you too. Yeah, all the crazy people are on this morning, but all the good people are on too, so that's wonderful. Well, everyone knows that the Israelites are God's chosen people. Very true. Yes, President Trump has a lot on his plate right now, and I don't understand how anyone can hate this man after everything he's been through for us. You do understand that President Trump and his entire family are in grave danger every day of their lives. And for that, I'm sad. I'm so sad about that. You saw a video of President Trump talking about Good Friday. You glow like the sun in the sky. That's my love of the Lord, Joshua. That's why I glow. Why? This is a good question. Why are there no days of the week or months named after Jesus or God? Why was there no epic for Jesus devised until 525, yet not widely used until the 9th century? That's a great question, One Star. And here's another great question. Why do the Jews still deny Christ as our Savior? I don't get it. I know when I realized that Jesus was my Savior, it was the happiest day of my life. Right up there with giving birth to my 2 children. God bless you, President Trump, and God bless America. MAGA forever. Yeah. She can be beautiful. God made her that way, and she has a lot of respect, and she earns it every day. Let the haters hate her. She's beautiful, and she has a good heart. I can tell. I'm so glad you're here, Chosen. I love your name, Chosen Warrior, too, because I feel like I am also a chosen warrior. But I am very sorry for the young people in this country, especially right now, having trouble affording anything, feel like they're working and working for nothing. Jetty says, God saved Trump from multiple attempts on his life, and God knows how many we may never know about. That's true, too. I can't stand the way people always try to tear people down that love Jesus Christ. It is despicable that these people throw rocks, and they need to clean their own life up before they judge someone. How true is that? But here I am, doing this show every day, even having people point out, they either say that my teeth are fake, or they can see I lost a tooth last year, and they got to point that out to me as if I don't know. It's like looking at someone who is very obese and telling them, you are obese. It's not necessary, and it's not nice. So check yourself before you wreck yourself and others. Thank you, Squid. I can judge the Jews because I'm a Jew. Okay? Jesus was a Jew. I judge the Jews for not accepting Jesus as their Savior. I don't judge them really, but I just think, why? Why do you not accept him as your Savior? Because I was raised to believe that Jesus was just a man, a rabbi, a prophet maybe even, but Savior? No way. Now I know the truth, and it makes me very happy. Something about casting the first stone comes to mind. He who is without sin, I think that's what he said. Exactly. Let them hate, and it will destroy themselves. Russ knows. I love it. I'm a Jewican. I love it. That is Jewican. That is great. I'm going to be that too. Yeah, and if you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. Jesus preached that the kingdom of heaven was within you. So, so true. Good news. Haters also give you times and views, so love your haters as much as your fans. I know, Smokey, I know, but I don't have to like it. Yeah, no, I've lost 2 other teeth that you can't see. They're down here. That's my 3rd one. I know, it's really, really upsetting to be losing your teeth. I'm a musletard. Oh my God. Teddy, that's funny. Do you think Jews and Christians should hate each other or have peace? Well, I think everybody should have peace, of course. I think it's sad when people hate each other. Aw, Samuel says, you're still beautiful regardless of your teeth. You're a gorgeous Jew by faith. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I know that losing a tooth does not make me hideously ugly. I am the opposite of an atheist. Thank you very much. But yeah, you know, it's funny too. If somebody can look at you and find something you might be self-conscious about, like me missing my tooth, I might be self-conscious about it. But guess what? I'm not. I care and I don't like it, but I'm not self-conscious about it because, hey, it happened. You know, people will look at me and they'll say I have fake teeth, and I kind of like that, because if you think that my teeth are so perfect that they're fake, then I can show you. They're not. Nobody's gonna buy fake teeth with one missing, right? That would be nuts. So I do kind of like to be able to quickly dispel your notion that my teeth are fake and my hair is fake. People say my hair is fake too. Yeah, troll's gonna troll. It is pretty funny. I don't have any opinion on the color of anyone's skin, Saul. I'm not a racist at all. I don't look at people for what color is your skin, because I personally, thank you, Amity, 60 years old right here. You're right. Kindness is still the word for me, says Stuart. It only requires my character to shine and demands nothing of others. I love you, Stuart. You're the best. I never said I was a Zionist. I think I actually said I am not a Zionist. You know, Russ, I don't have to explain myself, but sometimes, you know, these people, they need to hear it. They just need to hear it. And women's suffrage. What women are suffering? I'm not suffering. I'm actually really happy. I know. Why do people love to judge? Doesn't make any sense. Brady says, I'm 62 and you look at least 15 years younger than me. You can't hasten God's timing. Hell of us, right? Toxic positivity. What is that? That's funny. But the reason that a lot of people love the way that I look is because, number one, I'm not faking anything. I live in Florida, Amity. Downgrade my home. Haha, Matt, I don't even have a home. So I'd say I've downgraded my home. I live out of my car. Not in my car, there's a difference, but I do live out of my car. So yeah, I don't even have a home. I know. You know what? I kind of like it. I like it. I'm going to make a shirt that says toxic positivity. That is pretty good. Thank you guys for your nice comments. Regardless of anything, Yahweh sees the heart. And I tell everybody too that, here's the thing, I'm not here trying to impress any of you. I only have one person, one entity that I'm trying to impress, and that would be the Lord. I'm glad you're here, Russ. I am very real. I'm one of the most real people that you're going to meet in the next few years. Honestly, I have been doing the Beach Report for the past 10 years, more than 10 years actually. And the thing about the internet is that it is going to AI. So everything you see these days, you have to question, is this real or is this AI? And people come on my show all the time. Oh, thank you. Jetty says, God is impressed and satisfied with you. I will believe it when I see it, though. I'm not gonna rest on my laurels until I get to heaven and I am told, well done, good and faithful servant. That's what I'm living for. Remember when I called that restaurant? I called and there were like 10 people on during that time. I know, now there's a lot of people on. That's really nice. Oh boy. Sometimes I'm so sorry when I look at those hidden comments. Well, we've got a sunrise now. It's still kind of in the clouds, but that's the sun right there. It is beautiful. I love the sunrise. It is my favorite time of the day. My second favorite time of the day is the sunset. Fake eyelashes, filled lips, tons of makeup. The women have picked up and took over the drag queen style. Even Pamela Anderson said nope. Exactly. Exactly. And I don't have any makeup on right now. I don't have any filters. I'm just a 60-year-old woman with my crazy hair from all night long sleeping on it. And you know what though? I think the black women do have a thing going on with their bonnets. I think I'm going to get one of those bonnets. You think my skin is horrible sun damage. This is called 60 years old, but I do lay in the sun every day for about an hour. I take a dedicated sun bath, and I think it is what makes me so healthy. I don't take any drugs whatsoever, no statins for me. I don't even take an aspirin if I have a headache. I try really to stay away from everything big pharma sells. I'm not interested in that. You know, Japanese person, the reason that you believe my English or you think my English is so clear is because I was raised, number one, by an English teacher. What you put into the frequency, wait, I like this. I like everything Chosen Warrior of Jesus Christ says. What you put into the frequency waves of the Holy Spirit, it comes back tenfold, right back in your faces. Satan, demons, just like you're getting every day, and it's only going to get worse. Gloom and doom. That's right. If you choose negativity, you will get negativity. And if you choose positivity, that is what you'll get too. So actually, I was adopted as a tiny baby, and I was made Jewish by Jewish Family and Children's. I was well, they call it a mikvah in Judaism, but yeah, I was like baptized to be Jewish. I know it's weird, baptized, but anyway, I was made Jewish as a little baby, and I grew up, and I grew up Jewish. My adoptive family were all Jewish, so I grew up as a Jew, learned a lot, had a bat mitzvah, went to Hebrew school, Sunday school. My Jewish education is complete. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Hi, Sula. Welcome back. We love you. Sula's from Ireland. We have people from all over the world here on the Beach Report. This is an international show. And I am an international woman. I am also, I'm not a boomer though, I'm a Gen Xer. But I'm also a Swiss national. I got Swiss citizenship in 1996. I'm one of the few people who left America and immigrated to another country. I immigrated to Switzerland, which is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, but it's also socialist. Yes, hate is not a good word. You remind me of my grandmother who lived in Port Charlotte. She was in the Florida sun 24/7. I see the same type of wrinkles with leather skin. Okay, well, if you don't like the way my skin looks because I'm a sun worshiper, then you're gonna have to deal with that, because I personally am very happy with the way that my skin looks, happy with the way I feel, happy with my life, happy with the Beach Report. I used to have thoughts like that Jesus wasn't real, but then I turned 8 and I stopped having those thoughts. Good for you. GFY means good for you, by the way. I love it, Jetty. You are so funny. Thomas, best put on your SPF 50, dude. Keep those chemicals absorbing. Now, Sula has a great point. When I was a little kid, in the 80s, no, in the 70s, right? I turned 10 in 1975. And that was about the same time that sunscreen was invented. My father was a plastic surgeon, and he was all about stopping skin cancer because that was a big part of his practice. So he wanted us all to put on this SPF 15, back then is what it was. Hey, boomer Heather. We love our boomers too, we do. But you know, us Gen Xers, we're special. Yes, I'm rich because I'm healthy. I was raised as a rich girl, absolutely. I was raised in a mansion. So true. I know people love to hate rich people, but you know what I had to give up to be raised in a mansion? My mom. Yeah. Yeah, and I was born the day I was born. I was taken away from my mother and given up for adoption. So, yeah, it's amazing. Adoption is upward mobility at its finest. Just ask Moses. But at the same time, if you want to be wealthy through adoption, you have to give up your mom. That doesn't seem fair to me. You know, as a child, I was very loved. I was loved because I was adopted. My parents treated me like a treasure. So yes, I've always had good self-esteem because I was treated very well my whole life. And I feel really sorry for people who have bad self-esteem because they were treated badly their whole lives. And not saying that I haven't struggled. You do struggle when you are so beloved and you get out in the real world and you find out that not everybody's gonna love you. That is a very harsh reality for someone to realize after being super loved their whole lives. So, thank you, Sula. I was always treated very well. And yes, I live in Florida. Of course, your natural parent or parents did the right thing too. And Russ, you have no idea how true that is. My mother giving me up for adoption, she saved me a lot of trouble. And she did the very best thing that she could do for me, and I will never forget that. What is the purpose of your life? You're old enough. What is your experience after you get 62 years old? Yeah, well, after I get 62 years old, I'll be eligible for Social Security, and I'm kind of excited about that. It's not going to be a lot of money, but I've never made a lot of money. I've been a journalist my whole life, and my entire life has been a mission of being a writer. Look, it's the sun. It's really sunny out now. I love it. Who was 18? You're telling the story of the SPF. Sorry, we distracted you from telling. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Sula. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so Daddy gave us all the SPF and told us to put it on. And I was 10 years old, and it kind of reminds me of the other time when my dad brought Coke. He bought Coke at the store, like a little shop, and we were all sitting in the station wagon, right? Remember those 1970 station wagon with the well in the middle and everything, and the backwards seat in the back? Anyway, we were all in the back of the station wagon, and Dad came in and he brought us all Cokes, and he handed each one of us a nice cold frosty Coke in a bottle. And back then, yes, it was the good Coke, but I took a swig and I said, Daddy, what the heck is this? It tastes like chemicals. Don't ever give this to me again. And I never drank soda again and still never do. So I don't drink soda and I don't wear SPF because that's the other thing. So Daddy told us to wear the SPF, put it all over our skin, and I felt those chemicals. I felt them hard. And I thought, this is for the birds. And by the way, I'd like to have a tan because I always like tans. So I decided that I would never wear SPF again. And to this day, I do not. And guess what? No cancer. In fact, they tried to tell me I had cancer. I think it was 15 years ago. I had my last mammogram. Oh yeah, mammogram's super fun. You guys might want to plug your ears when we talk about this one. But I don't know if they still do this because I don't have any more mammograms, but they take your breast and they flatten it like a pancake. Yeah, you're in a machine, you pushed way forward, and this part of your body is being squeezed to be this big. It is nasty and it is painful. So every time they would do this to me, I would come up with a false positive. And they would make me go get an ultrasound or this or that or the other thing. So the last time I had a mammogram, they said, it's so awful, Austin, you don't want to go there. Anyway, last time I had a mammogram about 15 years ago. This time they didn't want to give me an ultrasound. Oh no, this time they told me I had microcalcification. That I had something in one of my breasts that is so teeny tiny small you cannot even see it. and they want to put a needle in and do a biopsy. And I'm like, so you're telling me that I have this thing inside that could be bad, and you want to pull it out with the needle through the rest of my breast tissue and therefore spread it? That sounds stupid, and you're not doing that. So I said no. So I didn't have that biopsy. It's been 15 years. I am quite sure that I don't have cancer, and I'm really glad. Does someone think this is AI again? Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. Exactly, True North. Always say no. So I say no to all the doctors. I don't even have health insurance. Diana says, yep, they still squeeze. I'm 71 and still have a mammo. I also think that when they do come up with that you have something, I don't think that you always need to have it removed physically, like a, oh, hi baby, I've got the doggy back. It doesn't need to be removed physically. I think that you can do that with your own body, and there are a lot of ways. Thank you so much, Ben. There are a lot of ways to make yourself healthy, and one of them, now this is my superpower, is fasting. I think the medical profession is wrong almost most of the time. Doggy kisses. Yeah, thank you for the gift. You get a report like that. Stop eating immediately. Exactly. I did a 7-day fast like last year, before the end of the year. And it was one of the best things that I ever did, honestly. My sister had real breast cancer, but they healed it at the hospital. She's very lucky, True North. Russ says they put negative thoughts in one's head again and again. Negative vibes, negative thoughts equals sickness. So true. I had a freak knee injury, full ruptured patella. The first surgery was unsuccessful, but another sports surgeon gave me full body MRI and caught kidney cancer. I paid $2,400 a month for health insurance, all because I'm rated. I was honest and said I was borderline diabetic. Wow. And do tell me, Thomas, is that nearly $2,500 every month keeping you healthy? I'm going to guess it's not. Doesn't the setting sun make you prayerful and loving? But you reduce prayerful to prayer, outsourcing survival to the heavens. You reduce your lovingness to a relationship. World's unfair. I really don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know you. I don't believe that fasting is dangerous. Honestly, I do it so much that it feels like the opposite of danger. I think the danger is in eating poison. I think that's the greatest danger. I'm trying to do ketosis because I think I have pre-diabetes and get seizures from not eating right now. You can fast and eat it, but still killing cancer. And that's true too. I do like the ketogenic diet. You mean health insurance? Yeah, no, I don't have to have it, and I don't have it. I do have car insurance because you have to have that, but I do not have health insurance. Who would throw a dog in the water? Someone, there's always somebody who thinks I should jump in the water, but this is the first time somebody told me to throw a dog in the water. That's pretty sick. So I don't really like to eat, Jason, honestly. I feel that the food is poison. I feel that the body heals itself through positive thoughts, just like Robin. Herbicides and pesticides all over our food. Fasting and prayers is mandatory for spiritual cleansing. All of this is true. All of this is true. General rule of thumb, full moon, empty belly. I love that. Donna, the short bus just dropped off that person, and now that person is exiting stage left. Stage left even. Good morning, Fred. There you are. We were waiting for you. Hi, Cindy. I wanted to say good morning. Fasting is not dangerous. No, it's not dangerous. It's actually, if you don't fast, I think it's dangerous. When I fast, I drink only water. I do drink black coffee. I love myself some black coffee. But when I drink black coffee, I always put baking soda in my coffee. It cuts down the acidity, and I just love it. I can't even drink coffee unless it has baking soda in it. Just because people are 56 or 60 years old doesn't mean that we don't have time to get everything perfect. God is great. He brings great gifts. Where do you get your energy? Oh, Lyle, I wish I knew, because I would bottle it up and sell it to everyone if I could. But I do have a ridiculous amount of energy, and I don't know why. True North says, I'm 71 today. Medicaid started charging $202 a month for health insurance in Massachusetts, and that seems really wrong. How long do you fast? Well, I fast every day. I do intermittent fasting every day. So I usually do the OMAD diet, where I only eat once a day. And I usually eat, I try to eat between like noon-ish. It's not good to eat at night, although I am certainly guilty of that at times. I have to be really careful about when you eat. It's all about timing. Like, this baby's sleeping. He's like, no, I'm not sleeping. I'm awake. You want to get down? Mm-hmm. I want you to get down. I just love this dog. I'm retired, 61, sold my trucking company. Now I travel around with my semi-tractor hauling a 43-foot DRV mobile suites fifth-wheel camper. I'm at home now in Warner Robins, Georgia for maintenance for a month. That sounds like so much fun. Tony says, I drink Lion's Mane coffee and water, and that's it. And that is really good, Tony. I actually love the mushroom coffee. That stuff is the bomb. Look at our beautiful sunrise we have now. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm not hungry except for once a day. I do my OMAD, I eat, and then I try to be done with eating. Microbiome rants would go good here. We need to have bacteria. Yes, metaphysics. Let's rant about the microbiome. Well, from what we're talking about, Nicole wants to know what to make for lunch. I'd say don't eat lunch. Oh, look at Troll. Hey, Andre, how am I going to do this show if I don't talk? Tell me. Riddle me that. Thank you, Jason. This is the natural color of my hair. I let everything go natural. I don't wear makeup. I just want to be myself. And look at the beautiful sun. Look at that. Look at that sunrise. That's amazing. Drinking coffee with real maple syrup and cinnamon. Ooh, Charlene, that sounds really good. And I got to tell you another thing that I've gotten into. Wait, what does Chosen Warrior say? I love you, Chosen Warrior. You're awesome. Doctors need to be more gentle with tatas. They are precious, made by God. You need to be gentle with those. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Yeah, somebody wants to be kicked into the canal. I can tell you what, Donna will oblige. Oh, OMAD diet. That means 1 meal a day. OMAD, 1 meal a day. So I only eat once a day, and I try to eat, I kind of did sign language, Gretchen. Oh, thank you, Suli. You guys are really nice this morning. So cinnamon is really good. It's actually really good for your metabolism. And you should eat cinnamon 30 minutes before you eat food, and it will help your metabolism. Yeah, I'm a widow. Thank you for telling them, Nicole. Sometimes I get tired of saying that, but I'm a widow. I wish my husband was still here, but he is with me. He is with me. Red maca root is awesome and alkaline for older women to boost estrogen. I did not know that, Samuel, and I will look that up. Hi, Tamra. Right, Julie's right. Only Ceylon cinnamon. That's what you want. Yeah, tatas. Ginger and turmeric are also great. I love everyone's so smart this morning. Everybody's got such great advice. Who has no friends? You know what? That's another thing that keeps you healthy. The good people in your life. And something that can ruin your life is bad people in your life. You can ask how old I am. I am 60 years old. I am proud to be one of the very first Gen Xers. We're all 60 now, so Gen X gets old, but we love it. Oh, they say stupid things all the time. Ginger and turmeric. And Donna has got me hooked on crystallized ginger. Wow, that stuff is yummy. It's a little bit spicy, but it's really yummy. Well, Darla's a wonderful mod. I don't have any sunburn ever. I never burn in the sun. One of the reasons why I also can tan very easily and not burn is because I don't wear sunglasses. Your eyes are the key to tell the rest of your body how much sun you need. There's cones in your eyes. Thomas, you are a boomer. I'm not a boomer. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just gotta say. Gotta love all forms of ginger. I know, ginger's delicious. It's really good for you too. And you're right, we made it to our 3-day weekend for those of you who are out in the workforce, and Nicole is a teacher, so she would know. Hi, Ruby. I don't see all the comments all the time. They go kind of fast. I do the best that I can. And then sometimes I have to get through really nasty comments, and yeah, it's ginger men. Well, Sula, I have nothing against ginger men, but did you know that so Sula's Irish, so I'm sure that you have a lot of gingers in Ireland. Everyone knows that. But did you know that there are always a lot of ginger Jews? Every Jewish family has a redhead in it. Did you know that? It's a fact. Actually, my cousin is the redhead, and he was in England, I believe, traveling, and they stopped him and thought he was Irish. He's this little American boy from Pittsburgh, and the little Jewish American boy from Pittsburgh, and they scared him, actually. Pickled ginger. I don't know anything pickled except for pickles. I think I don't like it. I do love sushi. I'm a little bit afraid of sushi, but I love sushi. Russ, my mother was a redhead. Yeah, I don't know what you said, Anton, so I responded to you now. Saigon cinnamon. What is the difference between Saigon cinnamon and Ceylon cinnamon? Somebody let me know. Your grandfather and your sister are the gingers in your family. I don't miss the wonderful days of dancing. I dance all the time. You need to watch the Beach Report, Thomas, because I show you people dancing and having so much fun. And sometimes we even wear bell bottoms and cowboy boots. But yeah, on the Beach Report, we do a lot of different things. If you're new here, I will take you dancing. I will take you out for good music that Gen Xers like. And I will take you out for jazz. I love jazz. Yes, I am always a journalist, Ruby. And I'm always writing, and I'm working on 3 books right now. So now I'm more of an author. I wouldn't say I'm more of anything than a journalist. I am always a journalist. Journalism is me. It's in my blood. It's what I've done my entire life. Susan, thank you. I'm glad that you're here, my fellow Gen Xer. No eating after 3 p.m. and before 7 is a really great idea. My location is Florida. We are in Fort Lauderdale. Who doesn't love bell bottoms and platforms? Friday night at Blue Jean Blues. That's tonight. Oh, what? Who's playing at Blue Jean Blues tonight? Donna, do let me know. I can't go because I'm babysitting the dogs. This is Fort Lauderdale, Anton. Okay, so my first book was about the way 9/11 changed our society. So I am writing a sequel to that book. That book is called Like It Was Yesterday, A Journalist's Files Since 9/11. And since I wrote that book about 9/11, my brother was actually a survivor of 9/11. He was in New York City that day, working in on the Water Street building that housed Chase Manhattan Bank. I love it, Gretchen. You never know where Jill is going to take us. Live concerts, sunsets, sunrises, and walks through the Everglades. I will also show you live alligators. I love live alligators. I had you down from Fort Pierce to Miami. The airport is the giveaway. Oh no, that's Fort Lauderdale. You mean all the planes? Yeah, it's a busy plane place. Florida's my favorite place too. I come into Fort Lauderdale on my sailboat, usually when sailing from Fort Pierce to Miami. Oh, do you come in through Port Everglades? Or do you take one of the inlets? Because there's a lot of great inlets around here. Gretchen loves my Everglades walks. You like the gators too. Hello, Nikos. You look strong and adventurous like a female Indiana Jones. I wish the best for you and your work. Wow, Nikos, I love that. No one ever called me female Indiana Jones before, and I'm going to take that one. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. I know everybody wants me to make my book into an audio book because y'all like the way I read and the way my voice sounds, and I appreciate that very much too. LaDonna's in the house. Finally, we've been waiting for you, LaDonna. Me and my family take a 2-week trip to Florida every summer. I'm so ready to be there. I can't leave. I never want to leave Florida, but I do have to go up north. The sun gives me a halo. I know, it's like an angel. I don't want to talk about war. I don't like war. And the one thing that my Jewish upbringing has always taught me and sticks with me is that Jews do not like to talk about war. Jews don't glorify war, and Jews just not into war. What inspired you towards journalism? These are great questions. You guys are fantastic this morning. So when I was a little girl, and I remember this very clearly, I was 10 years old. For my birthday, I got a diary. And I was just so excited about it because I had been reading Laura Ingalls Wilder's Little House on the Prairie series. And I was so into those books. And I thought that being a writer and telling people about your life, just like Laura Ingalls Wilder did, I thought was one of the very best things that a person could do. So I had my diary and I'd started writing into it. And one day, I was 10 years old, I was standing on a corner in New Jersey with my cousins and my brother and my sister. We were there on vacation, and I remember this is like a moment that sticks out in my head. It was the day that I chose to be a writer, and I made a vow and a promise and a prayer to live a life worth writing about. Boy, did I not know what I was wishing for that day. You know, they say be careful of what you wish for, you just might get it. And I have certainly had a life worth writing about. And you can buy my book, Ruby. Just go to my website, JILLBOOKS.com. Jill Books, because Jill writes books. Thank you, Gretchen. JillBooks.com. And yes, at 10 years old, I decided that I would live a life worth writing about. Now, I guess it wasn't lost on me that my life was already worth writing about as an adopted child, and living a life that wasn't really ever my own. You know, it always seemed kind of fake because those weren't my parents. Those weren't my brothers and sisters. Those weren't even my grandparents. They were basically strangers. Description. You mean about both my books? That's my second book. It's called Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? And that's the story of, now little did I know, as an adopted child, I was being stalked by my biological father. So that book is about what he did and how I handled it, and growing up in the 80s and coming of age in the 80s at the Jersey Shore. So yes, we are all here for a reason. You're right, Russ. Uh-oh, Nicole just got called. I've got to head to school to clean up my classroom and pack up. Oh, well, aren't you changing your job? You got to do that today. Do you believe family is what you make it? Yes, I do. I do, Lord Drip. And this Beach Report, this show right here, this is my family. You are my Beach Report family. I'm an 89-year-old baby. Okay. adopted too. Then you understand. So my first book is called Like It Was Yesterday, A Journalist's File Since 9/11. I'm writing a sequel to that because it is another anniversary for 9/11. Unbelievably, the 25th year. And my first book was written on the 15th anniversary of 9/11. So I really think you know me now, James. And I'm here every single day. I'll be your new best friend. Okay, well, thank you, Ruby. Thank you, and I do take PayPal. And I will sign your book as well. So, yeah, it's a lot of work to write a book, but you'll never be sorry that you did. So today, yes, working on books, actually. I did a members only live last night, which was really great. We're in Florida of the United States, Abdullah. I was reading books that excerpts from the books that I'm working on right now. So one of the books I'm writing is a sequel to Like It Was Yesterday. And the second book, yes, praise Adonai. And the second book that I'm writing is the sequel to Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? And that book is called 7 Years in Switzerland. I know, everyone's waiting for 7 years in Switzerland. Nope, never been to Turkey, don't speak Turkish. We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Well, as much as I would love to continue, I must get ready. I have to drop camper at repair shop at 9:30, then drop Summit truck at Kenworth dealership for overdue maintenance. All right, Thomas, best of luck. Best of luck. Right, Donna. Hi, Jasper. It's so nice to see you, too. I'm doing great. There aren't any trolls on the membership. No, there's never any trolls on the membership. Nicole, that's one of the reasons why we love the membership, because we don't have to worry about people saying super nasty things. And you know, nasty people, they infect the world, and I try really hard not to let them bother me or stop my chain of thought, but I'm human, so yes, sometimes it really gets to me. And that's why I call it out too sometimes, because I do feel sorry for those of you who feel that you need to come on a show like mine and say really nasty things to me and my followers. And also, I don't think you realize we have teenagers watching this show sometimes too. So let's try to be an example for the teens. Yes, you can get a membership, Ruby. You just sign up for one. Somebody tell her how to do it, because I don't sign up for my own memberships. But yes, Lando, let's pray for the nasty people. We must pray for them. And that's what Jesus teaches us. All right, Nicole, you better go. I've been on for 77 minutes. It's always the lie that's the loudest. Ain't that the truth, Dawn? You guys have been amazing this morning. And I love doing the beach report. This is my life. This is what I do every single day. I show up for you, because, you know, that is another thing, that there are going to be a lot of people, they come and go. I'm not 89, I'm 60. No, I'm not. I don't know. If I were 89, I think I wouldn't look a little different, but Samuel, please don't go. Well, I can sing a song if you would like. I do love to sing on the beach report. You guys really don't want me to leave. Aw, that is so sweet. Okay, ignored nasty, welcome meaningful people. Exactly. Wow. Okay. All right, so I guess I'll just sing our favorite song. For those of you who are new, we always sing this song. It's also sung in, you know, popularly by a singer, but I kind of put my own little spin on it and sing it my way. So Hollywood swingin'. Yes, Jasper, I am my age. All right, get ready. A 1 and a 2. If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and if I had to start again with just my children in my life, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, sing it with me, guys. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. So thank you, everybody who loves that song and loves to sing. Proud to be an American. Yeah. Well, I'm in America Phenomenal, so that's why I'm talking about America. 250 years of freedom. You know, I remember when I was a little girl and my country turned 200 years old. And I was just a little kid back then. The year was 1976. And I was 10 years old. Yeah, I was born in 1965, but I was born at the end of 65. So I was 10 years old for most of that year. I was in 5th grade. The Steelers won the Super Bowl. And it was a banner year for me. I'll never forget it. I'm 60 now. Good times. I like that. Good times. That was a good show. Good times. I love you guys too. The 115th like belongs to Ruby. Ruby said she's going to buy my books. So I told you guys about my 2 books, and you know, I'm writing sequels for both of them. I'm also writing a book about my husband and his life and my life with him, called Adventures in the Everglades with Ray Becerra. And if you don't care, Aaron, you're welcome to leave. Hello, Orlando. Oh, it comes from a rap song. Okay. I don't think I know that rap song. So, yeah, Pennsylvania, pretty bad state, actually, as far as not communism, corruption. Yeah, Pennsylvania is a corrupt state. That's why I left. That's why I live in Florida. I love Florida. I love Ron DeSantis, too. I think he's a great governor. He had to dust up with President Trump there for a few years, but all's good now. So thank you for your very kind comments. I appreciate that. Yeah, lots of left-wingers in Pennsylvania. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Especially Philadelphia. Man. They hate President Trump and the city of brotherly love. Does that make sense? All right. I love Trump. I love him. I think he's the greatest president of my lifetime. That's for sure. I will definitely be on Sunday. I am on every single day. And it's your birthday, Diana. So to say it's your birthday, it's my birthday to you. So if you need to write a book and you have a story to tell, ARC, I can help you do that. I was just getting to that. So thank you for bringing me back on my topic. All right, Aaron, I'm glad. I am a publisher, a book publisher. I do it as a boutique. It's a boutique publishing service. I have so far published 2 books for other people. I learned how to do everything myself. I am a one-woman show. I got to get a little bit out of the sun here, though. It's really, really strong. Wait, do a little movement over here. Hi, Swin. I'm doing well. So happy to see you again. We are in Florida. Okay, so for those of you who do want to write your own book and you need a little bit of help, I am your writing coach. I am a writing coach and a publisher, and if I love your book, I'll publish it. That's how it works. But I can also help you write a book. And the way to get started is, I always give this advice. To me, I've got a baby who needs to be picked up. Okay. All right, baby boy. Oh, it's a little baby. This dog. He's a little Klingon and I love it. I am living my best life, Swin knows. I know, you gotta come to Florida, right? Tell them, Florida, it's the best. Mochi knows. Like, how do you start your day with puppies? It just makes me so happy. I love a clean dog. That's right, Gretchen's right. I do, I share it with you guys every single day. Every single day I'm on the beach report. Yes, it's true, once in a while I'll miss a day or two, but you know, it's because I'm human. And I do also want to be your anti-AI. Clingy dogs are the best. Oh, Aaron, that's gross. I'm glad you love Trump too. You gotta love the one man who's really fighting for us and fighting for our country. I don't care what anybody says. I think he's doing a great job, and I think that he is keeping us so much safer than we've literally ever been before. Although I do think that I wish we would see some of that money. And then we got something like this Drobin. So calling people PDF files is now, it's the new racist, you know? Like y'all used to call us Hitler or Nazis, and now you call us pedophiles. So we know what you're on about. We know you're trying to shame us, and we know what you're doing, and we wish you would stop, but we know you won't stop because that's the only ammunition that you have. You're getting a dog today. Congratulations. I'll never have a dog again. This is why I dog sit. When I lost my little dog last January, I will never get over it. And she looked a lot like little Moshi here. So when I met Moshi, yes, I met him just last week. And the first time I picked him up and held him, I cried because he reminded me of Muffin so much. He is so precious. So he's a Maltese. And anytime he sees other dogs, he flips out. And there's a couple other dogs across the canal. And he's like, who dat? Who dat? I'm gonna get him. He is the cutest little Klingon, isn't he? Oh, you're also dog sitting. Well, someone is in jail. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not excited for them to be in jail, I'm sure, but dog sitting is great. I love Trump. I will never shame you, Catwalk. Oh, you mean the other people, because it wouldn't be me. But yes, they're trying to shame us. First they called us Nazis, and now they call us PDF files. It's just what they do, because they don't have any like real arguments. All right, you gonna get down now? So it is 88 minutes I've been on, and Nicole's done getting ready. I get paid. I am a paid dog sitter. I watch the dogs of rich people at mansions. So it's always fun. I get to stay in a mansion. You know, it's really weird. Just a couple weeks ago, I was driving down the A1A, Fort Lauderdale. Hillsborough Beach, I guess. Well, the A1A all the way up to Mar-a-Lago. They call that Billionaire's Row. And there are some really nice mansions on that street. So, I will tell you, thank you. Keep me on topic. I need that help. So anyway, I'm driving down Billionaires Row and I'm looking at all these mansions and I'm like, oh Lord, wouldn't it be nice if I could just like hang out in a mansion every now and then? I don't want to own a mansion. I've lived in mansions my entire life and I kind of miss it. I always do like a nice mansion, just me. So I say that, and the next thing I know, I'm dog sitting in mansions. God is amazing. Okay, let's get started writing our true life stories using fiction techniques because that's how you tell a story. Now, when you want to, and I lost my husband 3.5 years ago, Trixie, and I'll tell you what, losing my husband was terrible, but I still had my dog. Losing my dog after having lost my husband, done. Done. I have no more, it's not that I don't have love in my heart, but I guess I have no more ability to, I just don't want to be that way anymore. You do it the smart way. Take care of someone's dog, hang out at the mansion. It is very smart and get paid for it too. I don't get paid a whole lot for it, but enough, you know, that it's worth it. But having the dogs, that's the real payment, is having this love. Waking up this morning with puppies all over me, I was like in heaven. I'm getting puppy kisses. It was just beautiful. Okay, so I have dogs for a few years and then I just, something about leaving your country. Okay. How kind of Juan to tell me that I'm not smart. Okay. See you later, Lando. Yes, exactly, Sula. A heart can only take so much hurt. Exactly. Anyway. All right, back to how to get started writing your story. This is just a little advice from me as a writer, how I start everything that I write. You have to have a beginning and a middle and an end, right? So you want to map that out before you even start your story. But it doesn't mean that your story has to stick with that. In journalism, the beginning of a story we call the lead. You don't have to stick with the same lead, but you have to start with it. You have to start with somewhere. I always think about it like a messy room. You got your unmade bed. You got clothes all over the floor. You have to clean them up. It's like those are the elements of your story. So you start maybe by making the bed. Kind of makes everything look a little bit better. That's your lead. Make your bed. Make a lead that can start your story. And it can be in two different ways. There's two different ways to start, especially a book story. The first is a mundane thing. For instance, say your story is about how your child was addicted to drugs and what you did to deal with it. Maybe you lost your child. Maybe they lived and it's a good story. I don't know, but you might start it in a mundane way, like I'm looking through my child's room and I'm, searching for this. I do this every day, like something you do every day, but it kind of leads the story in. So that's just an example. Or you could start that kind of a story with a bombshell. Like you just start the story with, and then, one day I walked in and my son's room was cleaner than I ever saw it. He was gone. He had left. He ran away or something like that. I don't know. Like you can start it with a bombshell explosion, or you start it in a mundane, step by step. We do this and we do that, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then you start your story. So I hope that helps. But you also need to know where your story is going. So when you start a story, have an idea of where you want it to end. So as soon as you have your lead and you have your end, all you got to do is color in the middle. It makes it easier. That's how I do it anyway. Yeah, I've never been a cat person, Diana, but I do love cats. And I have owned a couple. I've owned, I think, 4 cats in my lifetime. Cats are different than dogs. Chosen says, I hope you reach out to me. I would love to get your help writing my book and getting it out, and I will pay you to help me. I'm real serious about it. And yes, Chosen, please go to my website, jillbooks.com. Leave me a message there and your phone number, and we will get together. No, who's in Jacksonville? Not me. Yes, my husband. So, I love to talk about my husband in heaven. I really do. It's another reason why I don't date. Because who wants to date somebody who's constantly going on and on about their husband in heaven? And I don't ever want to stop talking about him. So, this is what I do. All right, you guys, I do have to feed the dogs now and take care of them. Oh, there's another lady live right now, and she's in Jacksonville. I hope she's having as great a time as I am. I've had a very crazy life too, Lala, and I am so happy that I've inspired you. I live for that. I absolutely live for that. I am a life-changing experience. It's true. So I'm glad that you subscribed. I hope you join my members group and reach out to me if you want help with your book. I can help you write it, and I can also publish it for you. So there's that. All right, well, Nicole's got to go, so I got to end this show because with no Nicole, we don't have a show. We love Nicole. Anyway, I got to feed the dogs. But I will see you on the next beach report. I usually go live. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing my sunrise shows. It's a little bit hard for me to start the day like this because I'm not very much of a morning person, but I'm learning. Whoa, if you won the next Powerball jackpot after taxes, what would you do? You know what, it wouldn't change a thing for me. I don't really care about money, and having a lot of money just means I could give it away. Money doesn't change my life because money doesn't really mean anything to me. Neither does time. I don't believe in money, and I don't believe in time. But I do believe in having a good time. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. And please join me on the next beach report. Consider joining my members group. And for those of you who do want to, you thought I was AI. Richard, you've been watching this show all week. How could you think I'm AI? That's crazy. Here, I'll prove it to you. Look, my hair. When I do this, you can't do this on AI. I think you can anyway. I don't know. Maybe next year you can do whatever you want, but I'm just a real person. Just trying to get along in the world, just like the rest of us. All right, you guys. Ciao for now. See you on the next beach report. And thank you all for your donations and your support and your love. Even you trolls. All right, you guys. Diana, usually for sunset. So I'll probably be back on here around 7-ish. But I make no promises. Don't tie me down. All right, you guys. Everybody have a blessed day. And Godspeed. I love that, Chosen Warrior. I look forward to working with you. All right, you guys. Ciao for now.